Here's your First Warn Weather Forecast First, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
It was a relatively warm but very windy day across the state line today. Temperatures made their way into the mid and upper 50s, although we saw wind gusts up around 40 miles per hour at times, and we still hold on to some pretty strong wind gusts around 30 miles per hour in many locations. That's all following the passage of a cold front earlier this afternoon. Eventually, cooler temperatures going to work their way back in. Overnight lows tonight back down around the 30-degree mark into the upper 20s for a few of us. We continue to see cooler weather again for tomorrow afternoon. Afternoon highs only getting back up into the upper 30s. I'll explain if those cooler temperatures bring us even a chance for some snow showers coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
State Line residents and the Rock River broke out the green to get into the St. Patrick's Day spirit. A look at how people in the area are celebrating. A local laundromat opens its doors for people to get some laundry done for free, plus the other resources they're providing. And some students spend their weekend in the classroom. Rockford hosts the Regional Science Olympiad competition.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Taylor Castro. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll have those stories in just a minute, but first, a shooting investigation crosses state lines. Here's what we know so far. This morning, just after 9 a.m., an officer-involved shooting involving a South Beloit police officer occurred during a traffic stop on Route 251 north of Prairie Hill Road in Roscoe. The traffic stop continued into Beloit, Wisconsin, where there was a second officer-involved shooting, this one involving a Roscoe police officer. No officers were injured, but the suspect was taken to the hospital. Both the Winnebago-Boone County Integrity Task Force and the Wisconsin Department of Justice's Division of Criminal Investigation are investigating the incident. We'll provide any updates on air and on our website, mystateline.com. This afternoon, the 48th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade kicked off in downtown Rockford. It started on 7th Street at the RPS 205 Administration Building. The parade then heads north to State Street, west on State, and across the river to Main Street. Finally, all the fun heads south toward the Embassy Suites, ending at Patty Fest. The Rock River is dyed green to celebrate the Irish heritage in the Rockford community. Hundreds of people dressed in green were downtown for all the festivities. One father and son came from McChesney Park and strapped on their roller skates for some added fun.
It's definitely been fun because there's more obstacles to go around instead of just being at a rink or something like that. So there's rocks, bumps, cracks you gotta pay attention to. You gotta pay attention to the surface you're on. Some areas you can't roll. You gotta walk it.
Fun as always. Everybody's happy. Everybody's got smiles on their faces, and that's what we kind of need in this life. We all know how to do it, and we all have our ways of making us smile. You know, we put our skates on, come here smiling.
Patty Fest features entertainment from the Tools as well as performances from the Rockford Pipe Band and Emerald Wind. Of course, you could get a traditional Irish meal of corned beef and cabbage. While some celebrate St. Patrick's Day with drinks, others celebrate with a run. Today's Shamrock Beer Run in Rockford had a bit of both, and it's all in support of a local charity. Blake Dietz has more from the event.
1, 2, 3!
Hundreds gathered at Sports Corps 1 to run and have a few beverages, all for a good cause. The Shamrock Beer Run is one of the most successful fundraisers benefiting the Nicholas Ritchell Foundation, a Rockford charity that grants wishes to young adults fighting cancer.
This is the 6th year we've had it. It is an amazing turnout. There are people, there are people everywhere. So yeah, we're really blessed to have the Rockford community show up and just come out here and help us raise money for Wishes.
Kelly Ritchell Bailey founded the charity in honor of her son, Nick, who was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 17. Nick was able to have a wish granted through Make-A-Wish. However, the family learned the charity only qualified children. That's where Nick's wish stepped in.
For Wishes. We're barely scratching the surface of the kids who need help who are ages 18 to 24. A wish means so doggone much for them, and it breaks my heart when I can't give it to them. So we're just really hoping we can get 3 wishes granted today.
One of Nick's wishes was granted to Gary Reed, who was diagnosed with lymphoma but just before turning 20. Reed says the wish picked him up when he needed it the most.
One day I was just starting to get better, and I get the call that my wish was coming true. And It was amazing, man. It was exactly what I needed at the time. The brother I grew up with had just passed. So about a month after that, I went to San Francisco and got to watch the Warriors versus Lakers.
Just a few years ago, Reed couldn't walk. Today, he was able to participate in a run benefiting the charity that means so much to him.
It's great, man. This is the most I've ran in years, so it's a huge accomplishment. I've been training for it, but I've been up and down on my training. I don't think I did as much as I could, but I believe I finished under 24 minutes, I think between 22 and 24. That's pretty good for a 5K, I'd say, especially for a year ago going through physical therapy. All glory to God.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Blake Dietz.
Rockford residents could do their laundry for free today at the laundromat on West State Street. It's thanks to a partnership with Aetna Better Health of Illinois. In addition to free laundry, there were plenty of free family activities and resources. Those include health screenings, reading activities with books to take home, food insecurity programs, and giveaways. The laundromat's owner says the place was run down when he bought it in August. Now he's doing his best to serve the community in the renovated space.
I took it over because this side of town, the west side of town, needs a laundromat. We've seen a dramatic increase in business over the last few months, but it was neglected. So we went and bought new machines, new dryers, new washers. We have to make sure that it's very clean and sanitized so people can have a friendly, comfortable experience while they're doing their laundry.
This was the laundromat's first event, but they hope to host more with future partnerships. Some of the area's most motivated students are in the classroom Saturday morning. Rock Valley College hosted 24 teams for the Illinois Science Olympiad regional competition. Middle and high school teams are competing in 25 STEM events. The students utilize their problem-solving skills and work together as a team. These competitions also improve their test-taking abilities. Winnebago Middle School Science Olympiad team coach says the students are gaining knowledge outside of the classroom.
It's really a great opportunity. There are a lot of students who excel academically within their school, so this gives them opportunity to really pursue and go in depth with a lot of advanced science topics that they're not normally exposed to within the school curriculum, so they kind of get to be experts in those specific fields.
She adds that these competitions help the students prepare for studying for harder topics in the future. The Big Ten Conference men's basketball tournament is in full swing up in Minneapolis. One fan had the chance to win big if he sank this 94-foot putt. Now it looks like it's on target, but it clanks off the one on the logo. Sparty's on the ground devastated, but wait, the ball has some nasty backspin and ends up rolling back through the hole, winning this guy more than $1,800. Hostage situation on the East Coast. Coming up, the suspect at large after 3 people are killed in what authorities say were targeted shootings.
The temperatures made their way into the upper 50s today underneath the cloud cover, but very windy day. Let you know if those wind gusts continue into tomorrow and if we could even see some snow showers coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Taylor Castro, Reagan Holgate, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
We turn now to a hostage situation in New Jersey. Police say a man wanted for 3 homicides in suburban Philadelphia this morning is now holding hostages in nearby Trenton. Jay O'Brien has the latest.
Police in Trenton, New Jersey, locked in a hostage standoff with a man believed to have shot and killed at least 3 people and injured another at multiple locations across nearby Bucks County, Pennsylvania this morning. The suspect, identified as 26-year-old Andre Gordon, authorities say he had connections to the home he's barricaded in.
Gordon is believed to currently be homeless and has ties to the Trenton area.
We've had minor contacts in the past, but nothing that would indicate anything like this would happen.
Earlier, authorities said Gordon shot and killed 2 people at a home in Levittown, Pennsylvania. The victims there identified as his stepmother, 52-year-old Karen Gordon, and his 13-year-old sister, Kira Gordon.
There were 3 other individuals at the residence, including a minor inside the home who were able to hide.
Minutes later, police responding to another home in Levittown where Gordon allegedly shot and killed 25-year-old Taylor Daniel, with whom he has 2 children. Gordon that allegedly bludgeoned Daniels' mother with his assault rifle before fleeing.
He was armed, my information is that he was armed with an AR-15 style assault rifle.
Police issuing a shelter-in-place order for the area around the shooting. While that order was lifted, the shooting forced officials to cancel the Bucks County St. Patrick's Day Parade. Jay O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
It was quite windy out there today for those who were out celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Jordan tells us we're in for a big cool down this week in his full forecast. Coming up next.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
It was a windy day across the state line today. We saw wind gusts that were fairly strong. Our maximum wind gusts were up around 35 or even 40 miles per hour in many locations. That's what this map here is plotting. Even in DeKalb, 43 miles per hour, their strongest wind gust of the day, 39 miles per hour in Rockford. Our current wind gusts are quite a bit calmer than where they were even just a few hours ago, but we are still holding on to strong wind gusts anywhere from 20 to 25, even up to 35 miles per hour. 31 miles per hour, the wind gust in Rockford, 38 in Rochelle, 35 in Sterling for their current wind gust. This was all behind a cold front that came through just a few hours ago, and that has started to bring those temperatures down in many locations. We are seeing that thickness of the cloud cover remaining with us at the moment, but out behind it, we will see some clearing into the night tonight. We are still holding on to those strong winds, as I briefly mentioned, and that's really showing when we look at our SkyTrack camera overlooking Rochelle. Our camera really shaking in the wind out there. A bit calmer when we're up on the Supply Corps building in downtown Rockford. That SkyTrack camera is brought to us by Window World, but we still see that clearing sky now coming off in the distance, along with still some fairly windy conditions. Many of our temperatures have fallen from the mid-50s where we were even just a few hours ago, down into the upper 40s and mid-40s for many of us. 47 right now in DeKalb, 47 in Rochelle, 42 in Rockford, 47 in Freeport. Our wind chills, unfortunately having to mention that again now, have started to fall back down into the 40s and even into the 30s. We could see those wind chills down into the teens as we get into the night tonight and throughout the next couple of nights as well. 48 degrees, our weather watcher in Terry, the current temperature, along with 32 for his dew point. Winds strong west out of around 21 miles per hour at the moment. And another weather watcher also reporting reasonably strong winds and wind gusts, along with a temperature of 48 degrees. That's from Mike out in Foreston. Overnight tonight, we still hold on to those stronger winds, though a bit calmer than where we were earlier this afternoon. Still could gust close to 30 miles per hour out of the west-northwest. That, along with clearing skies, allows for our temperatures to fall back into the upper 20s for many of us. 28 degrees, officially that forecast low in Rockford. As we get into tomorrow and the holiday, we do start out the day a little bit on the chillier side in the lower 30s, and we don't really warm very much, only back into the mid and upper 30s for those afternoon highs, and that could come with even some isolated flurries throughout the possibility of that day. This is what Futurecast has been showing with that next system rolling in and kind of settling over the Great Lakes. This particular computer model a little bit more aggressive than some of the others, but at least indicating there is a chance for some of those isolated flurries during the afternoon and even into the early evening tomorrow. Not looking very likely that we will see many continuing there as we get into Monday, but the possibility does definitely exist, and possibly even for some very, very, very low accumulations in some locations. Again, I mentioned those wind chills a few minutes ago. We still see those wind chills. It'll be down in the teens and into the 20s for the next couple of days, mainly on Sunday and Monday, but we do have much warmer weather already working in by the time we get into Tuesday. 37 degrees for St. Patrick's Day, 39 degrees on Monday. A bit more sunshine starting to work its way in for the middle of the week, and we're back into the 50s on Tuesday, still holding on to the 40s, right near or even just above average before our next weather system works its way in toward the end of next week.
Thanks, Jordan. Reagan's next with sports. The Chicago Bears have officially made their decision at quarterback. Plus, the Illini fight for a chance at another Big Ten title.
Now, sports with Reagan Holgate.
Starting things off here with breaking news. Justin Fields' time as QB1 of the Chicago Bears is officially over, folks. He's being traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers to join Russell Wilson as his backup. A team source says Fields will not compete for the starting job. Instead, he is expected to learn from the Super Bowl winner. So what do the Bears get for Fields? Well, not much. A 2025 sixth-round pick that can become a fourth-round selection based on playing time. Fields has to play in 51% of the Steelers' plays in 2024. Bears GM Ryan Poles really keeping us on our toes this week. Another surprise came with the addition of wide receiver Keenan Allen on Thursday. LA was strapped at the salary cap, which meant Allen would most likely take a pay cut, and his answer to that was, "It's not happening." So when Poles offered his fourth-round pick, the deal came together. Now the six-time Pro Bowl wideout enters his final year of his current deal on a new team after 11 seasons in LA. He's reunited with his previous position coach in Chris Beatty and gives the Bears another elite target opposite DJ Moore.
Anytime you got two guys that can make plays and beat man coverage, it's going to be tough. That's any time. And, obviously he's a guy who's made plays in this league for a long time, and, myself as well. So put both of us together, it's going to be pretty good. My receiver coach is over here, so that excites me a little bit. And, just being with a new organization, being able to see new things, be a part of new things, and just be excited about it.
The Illinois men's basketball team took the court this afternoon looking for their first Big Ten tournament final appearance since 2021. Brad Underwood and his squad up against the Nebraska Cornhuskers in a semifinal game. We'll pick things up early in the second half with the Illini down 8, but that's when Terrence Shannon Jr. takes over. He gets the bucket with contact there. Then it's a 6-point game midway through the half. TSJ slices his way to the rack, scores, and gets another foul. And Shannon didn't stop once Illinois took the lead. He collects here from Coleman Hawkins in his spot on the wing, and this time pulls up for 3. 40 points today for TSJ, which set a record for the most points scored in a Big Ten tournament game by a player. The Illini win big 98-87 to get a spot in the title game tomorrow afternoon. The other semifinal game today had Wisconsin and Purdue going at it. Less than 3 seconds left in the game here. Badgers down 2. Tyler Wall inbounds to Chucky Hepburn, who lays it in to send us to overtime. Hepburn led Wisconsin with 22 points. Now in OT, final second of extra time. Purdue up 1, but it's Max Klesmet who hits the floater in the lane to give the Badgers a 1-point edge. Purdue out of timeouts now, and Lance Jones races up the court, launches a 3-ball, but no good. Wisconsin is headed to the Big Ten championship game. The Badgers win 76-75. Purdue is the 18th 1 seed to fall in its conference tournament. So here's what we'll see in the men's Big Ten tournament final tomorrow afternoon. Wisconsin versus Illinois. That game tips off at 2:30 p.m. Now the Ice Hogs return home tonight after 5 straight road games to start their weekend series with San Jose. The Hogs are coming off a loss to the Stars on Wednesday that snapped a 7-game win streak. Rockford remains in 4th in the Central Division behind Texas with 49 points. The Ice Hogs lead the all-time series 4-2 over the Barracuda. Their last meeting was in October, where the Ice Hogs lost 7-2. Puck drop is set for 7 p.m. tonight. We'll have those highlights for you coming up tonight at 10. Now, we won't be seeing Lucas Reichel in a Hogs uniform tonight because he's been recalled by the Blackhawks. The former first-round pick has 10 points in 50 games with the Hawks so far this season. Chicago hosts the San Jose Sharks tomorrow night. That's sports. We'll be right back.
The First One interactive radar from Rockford Auto Glass and More continues to show now the clearing skies that we have for the rest of the evening tonight, but we could see a chance for some snow flurries as we get into the day tomorrow. An upper level system pivoting over the Great Lakes could bring us a chance for some of those isolated snow flurries into tomorrow afternoon. Not expecting any accumulation given our warm temperatures, especially near and below the surface and at the surface. The temperatures, though, tomorrow is still going to be into the 30s. Upper 30s again for another day, but back into the 50s as early as Tuesday, 40s the rest of the week.
Thanks, Jordan. Thank you for joining us.